The Indian jungle was alive. It pulsed with life, a massive wall of deep green. Giant old trees stretched towards the sky, their roots like twisted fingers gripping the earth. The air was thick and heavy, almost hard to breathe. It smelled of rotting leaves and buzzed with unseen bugs.
Our team, a mixed bunch of city explorers, cut our way through the thick plants. Every swing of the machete felt like a small win against the never-ending green.
We were looking for the Temple of the Serpent God, a legendary ruin swallowed by the jungle hundreds of years ago. Stories told of curses and ancient evils hiding within its crumbling walls.
We were drawn to these kinds of places, wanting to discover the secrets buried beneath layers of time and decay. But as we went deeper, a creepy feeling crawled over me, a shiver down my spine. The jungle felt like it was watching us, its emerald eyes following our every step.
Days turned into a blur of sweat, exhaustion, and the never-ending drone of insects. Doubt started to creep in. Was the temple even real, or just a scary story told around campfires?
The jungle seemed to feed on our doubt, turning every rustling leaf into a whispered threat. Shadows stretched and danced at the edge of our sight.
The air grew cold, heavy with something unseen. Then, through a gap in the thick leaves, we saw it. A broken stone archway, half covered in vines, its surface carved with detailed snake figures.
We all gasped. It was real. The Temple of the Serpent God wasn't just a story. Excitement and fear mixed inside me. We had found it, but at what cost? The jungle whispered a warning we couldn't ignore. This place held secrets better left alone. The temple towered over us, a monument to forgotten gods and ancient rituals. Its once magnificent towers were now broken, jagged shapes against the sky. Vines like green snakes wrapped around the crumbling stones. The air inside the temple was stale, thick with the smell of mold and decay.
As we stepped inside, a sudden chill went down my spine. It felt like we had stepped into a cold tomb.
A wave of fear washed over the team, heavy and suffocating. The little light that made it through the broken ceiling cast strange shadows on the walls, shadows that seemed to twist and move like living things.
We were trespassing in a place where humans weren't supposed to be.
The inside of the temple was a maze of decaying hallways and crumbling rooms. Paintings, faded but still bright, covered the walls. They showed scenes of worship, sacrifice, and a serpent god with eyes that seemed to follow us.
Priya, our historian, traced the carvings with shaking fingers. Her voice, usually full of excitement, was quiet with fear. The paintings told the story of a powerful civilization that worshipped the serpent god, offering sacrifices for good fortune and protection.
But the paintings also showed a darker side to the god's worship. Scenes of ritual sacrifice, of people offered to calm the serpent god's anger.
Priya pointed to one specific scene, a terrifying image of the temple being swallowed by darkness after a sacrifice was refused. Her words hung in the heavy silence, a serious warning we couldn't ignore.